Hello, and thank you for your generous contribution to the Molly McGee Enhappification project. Say that 3 times fast. So, I am going to give you a tutorial right now on how to draw Molly, but it's really hard for me to draw Molly without Scratch. They just are like peanut butter and jelly. You can't have one without the other. So, I quickly sketched up an interaction. I'll show you right now. Please forgive me. It's really messy and I haven't drawn these characters for a month or so. So this is what I worked out and then we'll draw together. So here it is. And you can see, I kind of messed up and made her torso too long right here. Her torso is actually pretty short. It's approximately the size of her head, maybe a little smaller. She got really long legs. These are a little too long. I'll be correcting a lot of this as we go. And Scratch is probably a little bigger than that. So I'll probably shorten her arms and make him a little bit bigger. But the general poses will be about the same. All right, let's get started. So I'm using a pen because I like playing without a net, walking on a tightrope, etc., etc. Please feel free to use a pencil. I'm going to try to draw light as I go, as I rough things in, and then darken things up as things take shape. As you work, draw lightly even with a pencil, so you don't have to worry about erasing. And then you just darken the stuff as you clean up. Okay? So, I like to start with what I call, and many others call it, the line of action of the pose. And this allows you to get a really strong gesture of the pose without getting bogged down in details early on. So Molly's got a circular head and then this short torso. And I really like to kind of, when she's putting most of her weight on one leg, I like to really pop out the hips. And then that foot, where most of her weight is, needs to come mostly under her head, so it bears all the weight of the body. It can be a little off center. And she's got big old sneakers, kind of like the dinner rolls of Calvin and Hobbes brings to mind. And then her other leg is just kind of popped out, and we're going to see a little bit of the bottom of her shoe as she kind of kicks it up all cute like. And feel free, since this one isn't bearing weight, give it a little bit of an arc. And this one's a little straighter. And then she's got her hand on her hip. See how I'm just kind of it's almost like a stick figure guide for yourself. And then her other arm is out here like she's resting on a shelf. And her hands just kind of dangle. You can almost do that. All right, so that's pretty good spirit of the pose. So you want a little bit of flow up and then saggy and then down. And then we can kind of fill in from there. And then Scratch is going to be a little overlapped here. I'm just going to kind of rough in his area. And then let's have his hairs kind of like mushed down. So she's really getting into his space. And I'm not going to draw arms on him. Sometimes that happens with Scratch, just because it kind of gives a cleaner form, a quicker read. I'm just going to go ahead and draw Scratch because we're going to keep him simple here. So his eye line's pretty high on his head. So we kind of generally draw those crosshairs where the eyeballs can go. One eye overlaps the other a bit, and then he's like got that deadpan look on his eye and his eyes. And I'm going to keep his brow down too. Like he's like, are you kidding me? What am I, an armrest? A big old Muppet nose and a frowny face. Actually, I probably wouldn't have done those teeth. You can leave them out on yours. Give him a bit of a chin, double chin, because he eats a lot of junk food. All right. Scratch is pretty good. So Molly, her head's a bit big. I might make it a little smaller now that I'm looking at it, but that's okay. Now her hair shape is a little off the top of her head. She's got these bangs that kind of come down to the side. Then her ear kind of pops out from behind it. If you follow the top of her hair, she's got this kind of fork in her hair that swoops and joins up with this corner. And then if this is the far side of her head now, her other side, and we can actually implement this one line that I don't want anymore, but it's now a bang line. And then her other ear kind of barely pokes out there. So we're taking shape. And then her pony, top knot, I don't know all the nomenclature of it, but it goes up like that. Now, interesting fact, these bags under Scratch's eyes, yeah, he's got an eye mask now. And if we fill that all in, it just kind of looks cooler. Molly has these two stray hairs that are the same exact lines as the bags under Scratch's eyes. That was done on purpose by our great character designer, Justin Rodriguez. Props to him. All right, so let's start just like filling us all in, fleshing it out. Don't forget our little bracelet. Fun fact, while we were animating Molly, occasionally her bracelet would get put on the wrong hand as we were going through post-production, and we'd have to do what's called a retake, which is like, hey, that's not quite right. Let's get that right and retake it. Do it again. And it would get fixed. And it'd look awesome for you guys to watch. So these hands, just kind of the fingers, one sausage overlaps another. We don't see the thumb because it's hidden by the little sausage fingers. Pen's falling apart. All right, there's the bottom of her skirt, which is underneath her jean jacket, which I kind of blasted through without telling you. So each side of the jean jacket has a lapel. It's a lot like a tuxedo or a suit jacket. It has a notch on either side, and then this side of the jean jacket is a little wider than that side because it's on kind of a 3/4, and then a couple jaggies on the bottom, like it's a frayed jean edge. And we just keep it simple. Probably like 2 jaggies on that side, 3 on that side. I'm not sure if there's a hard rule for that, but that's what I do. So the skirt has to be on a tilt. It generally has a swoop in the middle. And then I'm not going to draw the pattern. It's too much. Why is my pen breaking? I'm going to get that leg a little farther this way now that I'm looking at it. She's got biker shorts on. Do that. And her shoes have this is the tongue of your shoes. And I think it's got a star. Put that in there. And then this, they're like dinner rolls. And the tongue kind of follow the line down. It comes to parallel the bottom of the shoe, and then put this curved line there and give it a couple laces, and you're good. And this one, got the biker shorts. Leg comes down. I'm going to put her heel more like that. Yeah, that looks a little better. I'm probably going to shorten it. Her foot a little. There's the tongue of the shoe, the back of the high top. Now we're going to see some of the bottom of the shoe like I showed before. Lines, lines, lines. I think there's like a circle near the ball of her foot. Something like that. Now, Molly needs, I like to kind of turn her head up a little bit. Like she's so happy. Her little pug nose. She has these big circle eyes. Have a little corner because she's Thai, half Irish. Sometimes when we're doing the boards, we don't draw the corners of the eye just so we can keep moving, and that's fine. The animators take care of that. I'm going to keep her with some highlights on the pupils. And that's just like a little white dot. Kind of shows where the light source is coming from. Kind of gives it some dimension. And then her smile. And she's so excited. Then her mouth is open, but we see her teeth and her tongue. And the inside of her mouth. How's that? That's not bad. Not perfect, but hey, that's okay. Show a little drop shadow. Give her some contact with the ground. And I think we're good. So I hope that was helpful and it didn't go too fast. Play it a couple times if you'd like. But you could see how we start with some general construction and a line of action, almost like a stick figure. And then, oh, I think she has socks. And then we just start laying in the details. And you can see how the details go pretty quickly once you have this roadmap of sorts with the line of action and some of your construction. So I hope that helped, and I hope you have great success drawing Molly and her bud Scratch. Thank you. Bye.